What's good with it? It's your boy, Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired. What up? What up? What up? So, as we slide into another action-packed, fun-filled Sunday night rant, and tonight we have a full docket, got a bunch of different emails that I wanted to go over, and something that I seen on Facebook the other day that I found to be extremely interesting. So let's get into it. So I got an email from my man Monty. Shout out to the God. Monty says, yo, Simon Phoenix, I feel like there is more to discuss with ABBA and Preach and Fresh and Fit. Please, since there has been new information, give us your take now. So, Monty, I will say to you the same thing I said originally, that this is still a 2-point show. What do I mean by that? This is still a ABBA and Preach are wrong based on the fact that you had a relationship with these men and you could have talked to them like men. Why do I say that is on ABBA and Preach? Because they talk about being straightforward on their show, keeping it real. Now, we know keeping it real can't go wrong, and Fresh and Fit definitely had it go wrong for them. And a lot of you will say, well, look, we got more information now. There is more and more people coming out saying Fresh and Fit aren't shit. Well, guess what? Yeah, that could be true. Okay. That still does not take away the point that ABBA and Preach had a relationship with them. And they decided to react to themselves. See, this is where my problem comes in at. You decided to react to yourself discussing something with them to make a new point. Now that gives them no opportunity to defend themselves. And now for me, the question is, so you didn't give them a chance to defend themselves, and then you put out the video, which means that there's a video of you reacting to the video. And now Fresh and Fit reacts. That's where we got. And then Fresh and Fit do exactly what someone who would not have good control of their emotions would do, which is wild out. That's what made them look crazy. What the hell is you doing? You're supposed to be standing on your firm ground of your strong, masculine men and you understand the game. But no, you got into your feelings, and that opened the door for all types of criticism. Then on top of you being in your feelings, you got to challenge the people to fights. That made you look bad, because then you had to come back and say, nah, not really. We don't want to do that. We was doing too much. All that makes you look goofy. So did Fresh and Fit take an L? Hell yeah. Let me say that again. Did Fresh and Fit take an L? Hell yeah. You have the whole space of the black manosphere coming at your head based on the fact that you look goofy. This is silly shit. You shouldn't have been that emotional. And the but for me is huge. We talking about Cherokee the ass huge. This is a huge but. And what it is this. ABBA and Preach still got the ball rolling. They still lit the fuse. And yes, they make reactionary videos, but who reacts to themselves? And don't tell me they do it all the time. They normally only do it when they're trying to make a specific point about something. And this time, this point was unnecessary and unneeded. And you could have did it behind closed doors, or you could have took option B and C. You could have went to their show and discussed it, or they could have came to your show and discussed it. Because what this turned into was a monetary windfall for you. Let's be very clear. You attacked the top of the food chain when it came to viewers watching currently. And it gave you a huge bump. That's what it is. Now, smart people are going to tell you controversy sells. And it definitely does. And I believe this was being petty. I believe you got on your petty horse and rode into town and said, this is what we gonna do. And I believe, as I said before, that how Fresh and Fit handled it made it all bad because it was an emotional response. If they would have been like, yeah, bro, I done said that once, I done said that twice, I done said that 3 times, it is what it is. Okay, let's move on. That's how real G's handle it. But because they felt like this was an attack, this is why they came and behaved the way they did. You can tell that because the fit in Fresh and Fit, Myron loses his shit because he's constantly complaining about that fact. I felt like we was cool. Why would you do that? And on my end, I feel like Fresh and Fit did it because that was a petty thing to do. And they felt like they had a, aha, you're a liar moment. No more, no less. That's how I came off. So for me, that's what I'm going to take it as. Now, to me, it really doesn't matter what background information you come up against or come up with, for Fresh and Fit ain't shit. So what? They not shit. So what? They some snakes. That don't mean that you go against what's right. You don't change your moral compass based on who you dealing with. Your moral compass is supposed to stand strong. You're supposed to be cemented in that. So just like you had an aha moment with them and you, the same thing can be said for you. You just not getting that type of spotlight right now. Nobody's talking about that with you right now. Because the rest of it's more sensational. It's more sensational to go bananas on Fresh and Fit. If you didn't like them, if you was already a hater, if you couldn't wait for the gossip and dirt to come because that's what you live for. Because you treat everything like love and hip hop. Then yeah, okay, whatever, man. That's what you want. But when you smart, when you trying to break it down, when you trying to dissect what you're looking at and you're talking about behaviors of men and their behavior with each other, is it right, wrong, or what? Then this is a situation where you can instantly go and say, no, Alvin Preach was wrong. They should have went and hollered at them. To publicly have a conversation about them before you told them that's what it was. And it was months later. Yeah, bro, this looked like exactly what Myron said it was. It was clout chasing. It just exposed Fresh and Fit. It made them look stupid in the end because of their reaction, because of all the dirt that came out afterwards. But my stance still remains the same. Abba and Preach was wrong because there were 3 ways that could have been handled where that situation could have been done much more tastefully. But you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. And you know what I say, I don't know nothing. It's just my opinion. I'm just saying. So let's get off into some more stuff to chit chat about. I got another email right here. My man D says, yo, what do you think of Marvel's current lineup of movies coming out? And are you excited for Spider-Man? I'm going to say, like a lot of people, I watched the trailer. Hell yeah, I'm excited. I had heard in the trade talks that Doc Ock was going to make an appearance in this movie. So I was amped. I want to see it. I am for it. So yes. I mean, I'm like most people. Spider-Man is probably the first person you gravitated to. The math on Spider-Man is something like this right here. Spider-Man makes more money than Batman and Superman in merch combined. I always tell parents, Spider-Man is probably your kid's first superhero choice. You don't get into Superman or Batman till you get a little bit older and you understand the concepts of what you're really watching. But Spider-Man is the first. Oh man, for you a little fella. Oh yeah, that's your guy right there. He stick to walls. He fight. Hey, Spider-Man was Titus' first teddy bear. And y'all know I talk about my 2-year-old. So Spider-Man was his first teddy bear. Spider-Man was bigger than he was for a while. So I mean. Hell yeah, we amped over here for that. Amped up for the Spider-Man. Definitely ready for that. So, how about we just slide out right now? Get our little commercial break in. No, I gotta pay them bills. Gotta take care of our sponsors. That's right, those sponsors, they gotta be taken care of. So we're gonna do that right there. We're gonna get the sponsors in. And then we'll be right back. What your boy Chuck really say? And two, baby. And two. Stock the bar vodka made right here in Michigan. Distilled from Michigan red winter wheat. The red winter wheat provides this drink with one of the smoothest flavors known to man. Stock the bar vodka, premium quality. Our motto is smooth taste with a purpose. And now, the official sponsor of Shots Fired Podcast. Stock the bar vodka. Pour up a glass. Drink with a purpose.
Yeah, you know what it is. Shots Fired Podcast popping.
Johnny Ray Ray Security Team. That's right. The legendary Johnny Ray Ray Security Team has a service or a plan for you, for your home, for your business, for your auto or boats. That's right. You can get a one-on-one personal security officer to take care of everything you need to protect you from any and all threats. If you need more, we can bring and provide a team of well-trained superstars made by Johnny Ray Ray himself. And don't forget our special deal. Right now, you can get our baby mama protection plan. This includes protection from your home, protection for your business, and protection for your personal well-being. Johnny Ray Ray Security Team. Better be protected.
Brought to you by Mind Bender Incorporated in association with Ashy Radio.
Welcome back to Shots Fired with Simon Phoenix.
Yo. So, next thing on the docket, and this is just my personal rant and watching how we behave. What I mean by we is men and women, our behavior, it appears to be that we're at war. I think a lot of it is people stoking the fire, trying to get a rise out of other people. I personally have been a victim of this and the culprit. Got to, tell the truth on yourself. Now, all of that being said, here's the breakdown. On the lovely face of books, there is a post. The post has a picture of a little boy. The post says at the very, very top of the post, shout out to my man Greg. He's the one that posted it. Greg says, so ladies, what do you think? Now, the secondary information of the post says, mother sends son over to father's house for the weekend. Father decides to have his son's hair cut without discussing it with the mother. Does he know what's best for his son, or did he go too far? Should he have discussed it first? Now, there are some secondary information I need to pass along because since this podcast, you can't see it. The little boy happens to have what I would consider a grade of hair that is excellent for people who in Black America happen to have long hair. When I say long hair, I mean like it ain't froey. Nothing wrong with a fro. I love fros personally, but this is Palomalu type hair. So it's long, luxurious, flowy hair. Kid looks to be about 3. Secondary picture that we get is hair gone with a crispy lineup, and the style is a Caesar. If you don't know what a Caesar cut is, it just means that the hair is cut evenly all the way around with a line. Bang. So let's get into some of what they discussed, though, because that part is what I found to be the most interesting. Because, yes, this was a question asked to ladies, and men did chime in and make some good points. But I found that you had 2 sides of the street for the majority. You had a lot of women that felt like, yo, we should have discussed it. This is what it is. And that's where my beef comes in at. And then on the other side, you have a lot of men going, yo, don't nobody ask men when you about to put my daughter hair in a style. Now, I am all for a good argument and discussion, but I'm not a fan of the reverse the situation. I feel like the reverse the situation never works for the argument. Just doesn't do it for me. I need information. I need a real stand for that. Now, sometimes the reverse the situation is good to make a point, but you have to build off that point. A lot of times people just use that as like, okay, and that's their answer and they're 100% right. No, not enough. Not enough at all. I definitely always call.
I smell bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I smell bullshit. Lies and deceit.
Flat out. So that being said, men said, hey, yo, y'all don't come to us, ask us about no hair. You don't ask me if I like your hairstyle. Besides the fact, do you think I think it's pretty? I didn't get no conference call about, hey, you about to do this style, or hey, you about to do that style, or whatever. You do what you want to do with your head. And I normally have to accept it. The only time that men really have a huge issue with that is when you decide to cut it all off. Now, that for men is a different thing because all of us don't find short hair women sexy. Just putting that on the floor. Let's walk away, though. So, because men feel like we're not getting that conversation level, we also believe that we should be able to move however we would like to move when it comes to our sons and what's in their best interest. Why do we feel this way? Because they're our sons. Now, ladies, I'm going to say this very, very slowly. I know that a lot of you don't like it, but I'm still going to say it. Men are the best raisers of men. There are certain things that your dad's going to keep legit with you. Certain things that men are just going to tell you. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're not going to make you feel comfortable in the moment. It is this information because. And that's how it goes down with us. Men are better builders of other men based off the lives we live and the amount of turmoil and things we go through and how to handle them in a society that will be telling you to do one thing, but it's not in your best interest. When people tell men they need to be more sensitive and tell their emotions, you're telling men to be more like women. That is not what you want in a man, because an undecisive man in a crisis situation will lead to death. See, society's been made so soft by men building all of these beautiful things, by giving us all of this technology, that people feel like now we have a chance to be emotional and be like, oh, this is what's wrong with me, la, la, la. But men don't have that luxury because as a person who's supposed to be a leader, and as men, we fight so hard to own our leadership, especially in Black America. A post like this snowballs very fast because the men see it as, look, if you look at the picture and you're a man, you think that's a little girl until you see the next picture that has them with their haircut short. For a man, that's unacceptable for their son because they don't want their son to be harassed, especially about their sexuality. So men gonna feel some kind of way. And I'm not saying that you don't see little boys with dreads, you don't see little boys with braids. I'm not saying that. Like you do. But a lot of fathers aren't really into that type of swag because they want their son to look 100% like a boy. No questions. Because for a father, his son's masculinity is a huge thing for him. Even though we live in a culture now where people do not want to discuss that, or we say everything needs to be fluent. For men, we don't feel like that at the majority of us. And when we have a male son, we want them to be masculine. The best thing you can hear as a father, that is a horrible trait to have as a man, but men love to hear it, is, oh yeah, my son out here smashing. My son out here knocking them down. We know that's bad because it can ruin your life, but we're happy because our son is being chosen by women based off of him. He's handsome. He got a nice face. All those things you would trait back to you. That's what you want for your son. And this picture and how it's being asked to women, because of the information that's being provided, because the information is set up to piss women off, because women who are single mothers are in a position of power, and this is challenging her power. And that's why it sparked a lot of women's And that's why they said, well, we need to have a conversation. You need to include me in. You can't just decide by yourself. When women look at the situation like that, but when you use the mirror effect, which I hate to do, none of that applies. Ever. If you take your daughter to go get her hair done, you do not ask the dad. And those of you who do, I commend you and say that's what's up. That's cool that you want to have him in the decision making. But for the most part, we know that's not true. We know it's not. So for women to be in an uproar about this really isn't about the damn haircut. It's about the challenge of power. That's what all this breaks down to. For men, they're looking at it as a perception thing of how their son is going to be perceived. For women, it is a discussion about power, and you do not usurp her power. That's what this is about. And a lot of women can make it sound very, very nice. And they can say, oh, we want 50-50. But you're not even doing the thing you want. The equality that you're asking for, even in your statements, you're not proving the point that you are doing that naturally on your own. You're not including him on all your discussions about the kids. You just decide to do whatever you're going to do. It's only when he decides to do whatever he's going to do, you got a problem with it. Because in reality, what you really want to say to him is, I'm the boss. I run this situation. You run it by me. And I'll let you know if this is what it's going to be. Now, for me, I view it like this, and I'm going to leave it there. I view it like this. This is a setup question. If you're dad and you have made a boy and he has long, luxurious hair, you treat life like I would treat life, I hope, which is this. You either go do things to keep the smoke away, or you're going to do what you want to do. That's simple. It's really that simple. It's really that black and white. As men, you got to either say, hey, I'm going to go over and beyond to be courteous because I don't want smoke. There's a lot of men that live their lives like that. They do everything they can not to provoke the smoke with the women. Give them what you think they want. And take losses in battles that you feel like don't mean nothing. Or you could be the dude that say, you know what, I don't give a damn about none of that, man. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And this is what I want to do. And she kissed my ass. And you're going to have a lot of smoke. That's what this post proves to me. All that information I just give you, That's what posts like this cause, and this is how it normally breaks down. Like I always say, I don't know nothing. It's just my opinion. That's it. It's just my opinion. I don't know anything. I'm not no doctor. I don't got no master's degrees. I don't know Dr. Phil. None of that. Just giving my opinion. That's it. Anyway, this has been your boy, Simon Phoenix. This has been Shots Fired. Appreciate y'all coming to the show. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good shit. Holla at ya, boy. I'm gone.